Marriott Bonvoy is the official hotel partner of US Soccer. Join Marriott Bonvoy today to get closer to the game with exclusive perks, unforgettable experiences, and benefits that go beyond the pitch. Spring Hill Suites, part of Marriott Bonvoy, offers complimentary hot breakfast and spacious all-suite accommodations, perfect for the whole team, with room for up to 6 guests. Make your next getaway a win. Learn more at springhillsuites.marriott.com.
If you're an HVAC technician and a call comes in, Grainger knows that you need a partner that helps you find the right product, fast and hassle-free. And you know that when the first problem of the day is a clanking blower motor, there's no need to break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product details, you're confident you'll soon have everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to the Dogs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, and Josh All.
What's up, Browns fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Praise Lord Jesus Christ, we didn't live stream today's game because that would have been a terrible game. At least last week might have been a loss, but at least it was a loss that was worth watching, and it was fun, and we had stuff to talk about. Today, what do you talk about today other than just
Woof.
what an awful football team the Cleveland Browns are in the 2025-2026 season? So just tough one to watch today. Honest to God, the only reason I finished watching it is because I do a podcast about the Cleveland Browns, and I know I needed to talk about them tonight. I felt absolutely no emotion watching this game. I knew we were going to lose. It was just a matter of how bad would we lose, and I found out pretty quickly it was going to be bad. And I just kind of sat there and watched, scrolled on my phone, peeked up every once in a while. There was no skin off my nuts on this one because I knew we were going to lose. But that doesn't mean it was any less tough to watch if you're a Browns fan. But
it was
we're going to get in everything.
Watch.
It was brutal.
I'm surprised it was only 31, to be honest with you guys.
The Browns only scored 3 more points against the Bears this week than a high school team would have scored against them.
Fair.
It's just tough. We got a lot of voicemails to get to tonight, so we'll get this thing rolling. If you want to get thoughts and intros and voicemails on the show, head to thedogspodcast.com, tap leave voicemail on the drop-down menu. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of this electric content we're putting out about the Browns losses. The content's better than what the content is about, unfortunately, but hey, we do it for you guys. You can find us on any of the social media platforms. Just search at the Dogs Podcast. You can listen on Apple and Spotify. And if you're looking for more Dogs content, we had somebody asking about how to join the Discord. It was in one of the YouTube comments. If you want to join the Discord, you just have to become a Dog Pack member. Head to jointhedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member. That's how you get access to that private Discord. You get to play fantasy football with us once next season rolls around. The only good thing to happen today, outside of Miles' 1.5 sacks, I'm picking up a round 1 fantasy win. The only league I made the playoffs was a Dog Pack league, and I'm going to win big in that league to advance to the next round. So that feels good at least. Other than that, not a lot of good stuff happening today for us. But the Discord's awesome. There's Browns fans in there all the time. Old folks all the way down to 19 years old. So it's not like it's just a bunch of old heads in there. There's guys, there's gals. It's a great mix of people. So if you want to talk Browns and just kind of whatever else with a whole bunch of cool people, jointhedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member. So before we jump right in, we got a super chat. Let's just get to it real quick. It says from Nicole Marie, we appreciate it. Thank you. Forget drafting a QB. We need a whole new O-line, wide receiver room, and coaching staff. I would tend to agree. Here's the thing. Even though I believe Shador has shown me at least enough to where I'm like, put some pieces around him next year. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it'll be great, but I'm saying he's at least shown me enough to see, like, let's give him a proper evaluation with an actual NFL team around him. And then if he isn't good, then we can draft a quarterback the next year. Because if he isn't, we'll suck again. And we can take a quarterback the year after. So he's done enough for me. I don't know if I would necessarily argue with people, though, that would pound the drum. Like, if we're sitting at number 1 and Mendoza's there, I don't know, because I understand, like, you have the number 1 pick and there's a quarterback out there who's, 6'5" and with a big arm and can do all that stuff. So I probably won't argue with you based on the performance of Shedeur so far. But in my opinion, he's done enough so far to just warrant getting a realistic evaluation, because it's tough. It's tough to get a read on anything. I'm not even when I'm trying to evaluate Shedeur right now, my evaluation is, did he step up in the pocket? Well, he's doing that. He's not running backwards. He's stepping up in the pocket. Did he throw the ball away? Okay, he's throwing the ball away more now. A couple times here and there, but as we've discussed at length on this podcast, Shedeur is far from the only quarterback around the NFL who will hold the ball and run around a little bit and try to make a play and take a sack. It's just, is he doing it like all the time, like he was at Colorado, or even, against the Ravens, or in the preseason game against the Rams? No. Mm-hmm. I've seen growth from that kind of stuff. So we've seen some nice throws. It's just, there's nothing around him. And today, he did not play well today. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He was not that good today. He struggled, but the whole team sucks. You know what I mean? So he was far from the only problem. It's not like the Browns lost because Shedeur had an off game. Shedeur had an off game in what wasn't just an abysmal performance on all fronts for the Cleveland Browns. So that's just kind of how I felt about this one today.
Oh, me too. And the thing with Shedeur, it cracks me up with people sometimes, a lot of times really, is how unfair the criticism and evaluation is of him. He'll get sacked and people, there it is. Yeah, that's all he does is get sacked. I'm like, get sacked one time there. Like, Caleb Williams gets sacked on the other side of the ball. Every quarterback gets sacked, guys. That's the name of the game for the defense. They're trying to get the quarterback down. That's why you invest so much money in pass rushers. So you're right, 100%. Was it a great game? No. Was it a good game? No, not even close. But there were some throws. Some of those, he had 2 deep throws to Isaiah Bond, and then a third that was just off. Like, did his arm get hit on that one that landed beside Bond? It didn't go out and ahead of him.
I just thought it was a little miscommunication. I figured Bond lost it in the sun.
Couldn't tell. I thought it looked like Shedeur couldn't step all the way into it. And came up like way short and left. I couldn't. I would have to go back and watch it again.
But either way, if he gets a hair of a second more to make a clean throw there, and it's not, negative 20 degrees, and, the wind that they're thrown into and everything there in Chicago, like, those throws to Bond were nice. That's what I'm looking for from my quarterback. Can you make these downfield throws when a guy gets open? One, do you have a guy who can get open? And Isaiah Bond can. He can get open deep, which is nice. It would just be awesome if the Browns had anything other than practice squad UDFA wide receivers running around out there. The announcers are like, all he's doing is throwing Harold Fan. I'm like, who the fuck do you want him to throw to? He just throw one pass to Jerry Jeudy, and guess what happens?
Don't get me started on the color commentator for today, for both teams. I'm not just, I almost had to mute the TV, and it's not because he was just anti-Clevelanders. Caleb Williams threw like an incredible touchdown pass, and he spent the next 5 minutes talking about how you can't make throws like that. That's a teaching point. You just can't get away with making those. It was a touchdown, bro.
He did get away with it.
Yeah.
He did get away with it. I was listening to this like, this can't be a professional broadcast. Who is this guy? It was awful on both sides, not just being like a Browns homer. I was texting. I'm happy you mentioned it, because I was texting in the Discord about, like, I think I said it 2 or 3 times. What is this guy talking about? It was awful.
It was real bad.
No, I guess let's just address real quick. Like you said, the pass to Jerry Jeudy. Just get Jerry Jeudy off of my football team.
Get him out.
I don't know if there's been a Browns player in like the last 5 to 10 years that I've disliked more than Jerry Jeudy. It's because it's the effort, it's the bad attitude, and then he comes out and he does something like that. Couldn't have been a better ball. The team was not playing well, and Shedeur wasn't playing great either, but we finally had a drive going, like in a meaningful time, not in the end, when they're playing prevent defense. We actually had a drive going. And if Jerry Jeudy catches that, and it's a touchdown. It brings us within a 10, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
The defense, this was during like the 2 quarters of the game where the defense was actually playing well. Who knows? I'm not saying we win. You know, I have no thoughts that we were going to win that game.
Right.
But who knows how the rest of it goes in terms of if the score's closer and we can stay with the trying to run a little bit more. I think Quinshon Judkins only had 12 carries today. You could stay in a more positive game script. You got a little bit of momentum. Shador's kind of in a groove. Like, who knows what the rest of the game offensively looks like? He couldn't have ran it out and handed it to Jerry Jeudy any better. And Jerry Jeudy lets it go right off his chest and then just lets the guy take it from him. Doesn't even, when I first saw Jerry Jeudy fall, I was like, oh, touchdown. I thought it was like underneath him when he rolled over. I was like, oh, that was sick. And then the other guy had the ball and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, just get him out of here.
Dude, I did that too. I got off.
Get him out of here.
I was like, oh. And then I looked at TV. I'm like, wait, what? And then there's number 1 from the defense with the ball. I'm like,
dancing.
What happened?
Yeah, dancing with the ball. Should have known.
It was awful. You knew it was going to be tough today too. We have to address the O-line. Our starting offensive line is not good, and then 4 backups played. How bad are the Browns' backup offensive linemen? If we've seen how bad the starters are this year, could not run the ball. Bears don't even have a good run defense. No. Could not run the ball. Honestly, they didn't pass block that well. He was under pressure a ton. I thought before the game kind of got away, and then you kind of started to see Shador kind of slip back into like pressing a little bit, holding the ball because he was trying to make a play because we were down late. I thought while the game was never competitive, let's be honest. But I thought at least like when the score was within reason, he only took 1 sack, if I remember right. And I'd have to go back and see if it was a line breakdown or if it was like a coverage thing where they sent somebody extra and he needed to be able to account for that blitzer. They didn't really show a replay. I didn't get to see it again, but I'm pretty sure before the game just got like way out of hand, there was only 1 sack if I remember correctly. So his first interception I thought was a really good play by the linebacker, kind of fooled him a little bit post snap. It's going to happen to a rookie in his 4th start. And then the other only legit interception, I just thought it's going to be a tough throw. He's trying to get it up over that guy in front of the safety. I mean, it would have to be a perfect throw. The guy made a nice play. And obviously you don't want to turn the ball over, okay? But if you hit big plays at the same time, like you kind of take the good with the bad. Obviously you don't want to throw 3 interceptions every game, but I don't know. It just wasn't, outside of a few throws, it wasn't a great game. But like I said, he was far from the problem in terms of the issues in this game.
For the first time this season, this was the first time that immediately I was like, the Browns are out of this. This game is over. It started off, we let them get to the 50-yard line on special teams. And do you recall how this went at the beginning of the game? I believe we had a false start. Then we brought 12 men out on the field on offense, if I'm correct. Yeah. We should have known, we couldn't have gotten off to a more dysfunctional game script. And then that was our scripted drive. That was our first drive of the game. And we just never got into rhythm. The offense never looked great today. It was dysfunctional. We looked overmanned. We looked like we were a 3-win team today.
I said, if you're going to get penalties, now's the time to do it. At one point in this game in the first quarter, we had 3 penalties for 6 inches.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you're going to get the penalties, get them at the 1-yard line, I guess.
Exactly. Yes.
So they didn't really hurt you. I thought like after that, penalty wise, it kind of settled down. Unless I'm wasn't paying close enough attention.
I said I went back and looked. We had 5 drives, I believe, in the first half, and 4 of them, if I'm not mistaken, 4 of them started off with a penalty. No, I'm sorry. 3 of them started off with a penalty on first down, and then another one started with a penalty on 2nd and 10. So we were behind the chains like the whole first half.
Nice.
Every drive.
Yeah, for the game we had, where's it at? Penalties.
Got 6 for 21, man.
6 for 21. That's crazy to have 6 penalties for only 21 yards. That's those first 3 penalties being for a foot. But so I was I was looking at numbers. Obviously, we'll talk about more things and we'll get to voicemails, but I was looking at numbers, and tell me if this concerns you at all, which we've kind of talked about this. So Shedor's got 4 starts under his belt now. His next start, he'll have the same amount of starts as Dylan Gabriel. Obviously, Gabriel didn't finish that 5th start. He's played the Raiders, the 49ers, the Titans, the Bears. He's got 1 win against the good teams, the teams I consider good there, the 49ers and the Bears. He's got a 51% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and he's thrown for 326 yards, so about 153 yards a game. And then against the bad teams, I'd say the Raiders and the Titans, 55% completion percentage, 4 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 2 interceptions, and he has thrown for 573 yards in those games. How much of it is, so I was trying to think about it, like, is he only just shredding bad teams because he's not that good, or what's going on? I think it's one of those things where when you're overmatched because your personnel sucks, that's going to be magnified when you play a good team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you play the Titans and the Raiders, your poor supporting cast isn't as overmatched. And so it's a little bit more of an even playing field. And then when you play the Bears and the 49ers and your supporting cast is just getting absolutely raked, then you're going to look worse. So do you guys have any worry that it's been better against the bad teams and frankly kind of bad against good teams?
Josh, I'll just take it real quick, man. I'm not concerned. I'm not really concerned about what the opponent right now. Honestly, for me, I'm just trying to get a fair evaluation for the next, whatever it is, 6, 7, 8 games, which is already going to be incredibly hard to do because the offensive line is awful. It is terrible. It's impossible to tell what you even have with your quarterback because they can't hold up. You don't have a run game presence because they can't get any kind of push at the line so you're just one-dimensional. My thing is, as far as I just want to see progression the next 3 games. That's my biggest thing is I don't need it to be, oh, wow, the QBR is through the roof. Everything's great. No interceptions, anything like that. I'm okay with interceptions at this point. He's a rookie quarterback. I think there's going to be some growing pains, especially with how depleted talent-wise we are. But I'm not concerned as far as like the opponents.
I was going to say the same thing. Like it doesn't really concern me too much at all, that the splits and the breakdown, because everybody that we're relying on to gain his evaluation is also a rookie. And some of them are undrafted rookies. Like, you've got a guy, and I made a note here, like, one thing I kept saying to myself over and over during this game, there were multiple times where Harold Fannin, I love the guy. He's so good. He's going to be a great player in this league for a long time. He's a rookie. He doesn't understand sometimes. You got to come back to the ball. Like, he let defenders just cut in front of him. Like, the one interception was right in front of him because he just stopped, turned around, and stood. Like, you got to come back to your quarterback on those curl routes and things. So it's just stuff like that. And then, we're relying on Gage Larvidan, Isaiah Bond, and Quinshon Judkins can't do anything behind this offensive line. Shedeur Sanders is our leading rusher the last 2 weeks in a row. So if we actually had a competent offense around him and he was putting up those kind of splits, then I would be concerned. But the state of this offense, I don't know how anybody's supposed to get any accurate evaluation. This episode is sponsored by Bodden Sports. Browns fans, we have had Christmas decorated all over the place since November 1st. That's right. It is coming up very quickly, Christmas time. And the best thing you can do is get ahead of your gift giving list and go to boddensports.com/dogs, DAWGS, and check out everything they have to offer and use promo code DOGS to get 10% off your entire order. You could find some really nice Christmas gifts for the athletes in your life. Obviously, baseball season would be right around the corner in the spring. They've got training balls. They've got regular game baseballs, bats, baseball gloves, all sorts of basketballs and other gear, pumps, ball bags, gym bags, things like that for your basketball players. And then the gifts that I really like to give family members and people like that would be the backyard games. Get those for Christmas gifts because then they can hold on to those and break them out when the weather gets nice. And it's like that Christmas gift that didn't get used right away at Christmas, and they get to experience that joy again later in the year. Badminton, outdoor volleyball, bocce, horseshoes, kickball. They've got a knockout game set. And of course, pickleball, which I know I've been saying on here I need to learn how to play. I haven't yet, but I do plan to learn at some point, and I will be getting my first pickleball set from Bodden Sports. So head Head over to boddensports.com/dogs and get 10% off your entire order with promo code DOGS, DAWGS, when you check out. That's Bodden Sports, BADEN sports.com/dogs.
Marriott Bonvoy is the official hotel partner of US Soccer. Join Marriott Bonvoy today to get closer to the game with exclusive perks, unforgettable experiences, and benefits that go beyond the pitch. Spring Hill Suites, part of Marriott Bonvoy, offers complimentary hot breakfast and spacious all-suite accommodations, perfect for the whole team, with room for up to 6 guests. Make your next getaway a win. Learn more at springhillsuites.marriott.com.
Hey, this is Steve Gorman, radio host, sports commentator, former drummer for the Black Crowes. The winter holidays are here, a time for festive celebrations, family gatherings, and ringing in the new year. Whether it's a holiday party, a night out with friends, or just relaxing by the fire with a few drinks, it's a season full of good cheer. But here's something else to add to your holiday plans: a safe and sober ride home. Just like in sports and music, always have a game plan. And the most important part of any plan is sticking to it. If you plan to drink, take that plan a step further. Call a rideshare, a taxi, a sober friend, or have a designated driver lined up before the night begins. Drinking and driving is a decision that can change your life and the lives of others forever. A DUI, a crash, an injury. The consequences are real and lasting. So please, for your sake and for everyone else on the road, make the smart choice. Get a sober ride home. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
If you're an HVAC technician and a call comes in, Grainger knows that you need a partner that helps you find the right product, fast and hassle-free. And you know that when the first problem of the day is a clanking blower motor, there's no need to break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product details, you're confident you'll soon have everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I agree. That's why, I'm looking for, are some of his bad habits becoming less frequent? Mm-hmm. And I think if you have eyes, you can see that they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm in the boat. Put some players around him, and let's see what happens. Because it's how do you evaluate anybody like this?
You can't. You honestly
It's terrible, man. It's
You know what I mean?
so
Like
bad.
It's bad. So
what happened? They can't even get the right play sheet in his wristband, or what was going on today? I heard 3 different stories about that.
So apparently they had one wristband, and then they made alterations, like they changed up a couple things, and he didn't get the updated one or something like that.
How does that happen, bro, on a professional football team at that level?
And he's the starting quarterback. You would think that'd be the one person
to make sure
they
get the updated fucking wristband. That guy,
Yes.
the quarterback,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
Fucking
unreal,
team guys. I'll tell you what, man,
unreal.
So good. And then after the game, they asked Kevin about it, and he said the wristband just got something on it. Something was like stuck on, or whatever he said, or whatever. And then, he said, we got it fixed up pretty quickly. And then they asked Shador, and he said, oh, yeah, my wrist, it fell out on the sideline and got muddy or something. It's like, I've heard so many different stories about this wristband now.
At least the sideline reporter said something about, at least that's what I thought I heard on the broadcast.
That's what I heard.
Who knows?
Too. Yeah.
We'll chalk it up to wristband gate. So who knows? Now here's the thing. I guess we don't want to just spend the whole time talking about the terrible offense, because let's just be honest. The defense is not elite. It's not elite. Anytime this defense faces a good quarterback and a creative offensive coordinator, they get kind of embarrassed. And it's not just this year. People will talk about it being this year. It's going all the way back to the year we won 11 games with 5 different starting quarterbacks. Gardner Minshew diced this defense up in Indianapolis. We won because, honestly, we got a lucky late pass interference call.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew threw for like 300 yards.
You're right. I remember
that game, and then we go into Houston that year against the Texans
with
CJ
Stroud.
Rookie QB and And at the
Rookie head
time,
coach.
everybody kind of considered like an up-and-coming offensive coordinator shred this defense. Anytime we play anybody slightly creative with a good quarterback, this defense gets exposed. It has been now the entire time Jim Schwartz has been here. It's been the same things beat this defense now, and I talked about this last week, is that beat it when he first walked in the door. Counters, jet sweeps, screen passes, we can't defend them. So at this point, the only thing I'm watching Browns games for is Myles Garrett to get the sack record.
Sure. Yeah.
It sucks. Like Shelby Harris, just don't touch him, man.
He tried not to. Did you see him? He was like,
He
kinda
fell
rolled
off.
that board. Yeah.
And it sucks that they took it away. It didn't change it to a half. I'm a little bit nervous. Like it's going to be tight, and it sounds stupid to say Myles might not get a sack or 2 sacks in the last 3 games. It's going to be tough to get one against the Bills. Like you've heard him say before, like the Steelers, they just would rather hold him than give up a sack. And they won't call it. He gets held every play. He gets tackled every play. They don't call it. So I mean, his best bet is going to be the Bengals game, and I don't want to have to wait. I don't want to.
Yeah,
that's the last game of the year, right?
Yes.
Yep.
In Cincinnati.
I don't want to wait until the last game of the year for it to happen. I don't want TJ Watt people to say it took Myles 7 games to do what TJ Watt did in 16 games or whoever. I just don't want to hear it. So I would like him to do it before then. But the defense is falling off a cliff, especially the run defense. Do you remember the first couple games of this year? The run defense was incredible. We shut down Josh Jacobs, and then it's like that Lions game. They said it was one of their players said they haven't faced a run game like ours, and our defense kind of puffed our chests, and we were all like, we haven't seen defense like ours, and then they ran all over us, and since that point, people just run the ball on us.
Yeah.
So I had those stats on Thursday's show, and it was the first 3 games we were holding opponents to 57 yards rushing, like as a team. 57 yards in a game for the first 3 games. And ever since then, it's been 117 on average.
Yep.
With games of I think we had 2 games we gave up 177. Last week was 184, and today was 142 or whatever. Bad.
Yep. Speed on the edge, and then especially up the middle. Up the middle is we are getting absolutely gashed. I don't understand.
Well, on their 1 touchdown run, it looked like we went out of our way to not tackle them.
Amen. I agree. It did.
Like after Myles Harden has him in this the one thing the color commentator got right in this game. Myles Harden steps up and he's right there. He just doesn't tackle him. Myles Harden's trash, by the way. and just doesn't tackle him. And then it's like everybody else was just like, oh shit, don't tackle them. And they just ran away. It was like he had a virus or something.
Let me say this real quick. I put a post out the other day on social media, and it was the last 2 drafts for Andrew Berry before this one. And I put a check mark by one name out of the 2 drafts, and everybody else was either an X or a question mark. And I got so much pushback on Facebook from people telling me that Myles Harden is actually a good slot corner. He's been solid for us. So many. I'm not talking 1 or 2. So many people took offense to me saying Myles Harden was a bust pick. He sucks.
He gets burnt, doesn't tackle, penalties. No. I'm telling you, everybody on the defense, the offense has been so atrocious the last 2 years that everybody else on the entire other side of the ball on defense, they just get it. Everything the defense does poorly, it's because they're tired from the offense not ever doing anything. Well, that's because the defense, you can't just expect the defense to do this. I can expect the defense to stop the run. Okay.
Yeah.
I can expect the defense to not let Tony Pollard run for 180 yards or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. I can expect the defense to not let Carson Wentz go down the field on them and score a touchdown in a minute to win a game. These are things I expect out of my defense that likes to walk around and beat their chest and say they're the best defense in football. So, yeah, they get such a pass. And I like Jim Schwartz, but he gets such a pass. People want him to be our head coach.
I know.
You guys talk about adjustments. I have already talked about this. What has he adjusted on the defense? We still get beat by the same things. We still get beat by jet sweeps, counters, screen passes. It's the same thing every week for the last 4 years. So, and people want him to be the head coach. It's just, It's all 3 phases are done.
There it is.
Oh,
yeah.
It's all 3 phases are done.
We haven't even talked special teams.
We haven't talked special teams.
I was thinking when you were talking about that they were so tired from always having to punt that's why our special teams also sucks too, bro. It's all coming together for me.
Man, we're out here every other play.
You're making it make sense for me now, bro.
This is the special teams set this game up to fail from the start.
Yeah.
You let them return it to the 50, and the defense. This was the only drive in the first quarter that they were good. Forces a 3 and out,
Yep.
but because you gave up a kick return to the 50, now they punt it and it's down at our 1. If you just hold them, a normal kickoff return to the 30 or the 25, and we force a 3 and out. Now we're starting probably our own 25 to 30 instead of the 1. So it's just like one drive is immediately eliminated from this. And then not only that, now you have to kick a punt out of your end zone.
Yeah.
And then they get the ball at the 45.
Yep. How about
So their first 2 possessions are from our side of the field.
Yep.
what about even on that first punt for Chicago? Our player runs up after they touch the ball, and he just touches the ball for no reason. Just walks up and touches the ball and then backs away from it. I was watching the game and I was just like, that might be, even though the ball is down and everything, thank God, I'm thinking that is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. Because if they decided, oh, that's still a live ball, they could have just walked that ball in.
Yep.
It's stupid. I don't understand what we were doing there.
The special teams coaching is abysmal because you see different mistakes from Gage Larvadan all the time, but it's not the first time he's made those mistakes. And it's like, what are we doing here?
Listen, people like to say I don't admit when I'm wrong. I don't know if I've ever been more wrong about anything other than when I said Gage Larvadan is a good punt returner and maybe we found our guy. It's like the Lord is smiting me for saying that, because ever since I said that, he's been awful. Just been atrocious back there.
So
I don't know what happened.
A lot of muffing.
If you guys remember his first 2 or 3 games, he had nice returns. He was making good decisions. He didn't muff any of them. I was like, hey, this guy's playing pretty well back there for us. And then ever since I said that, it's just been like he just jumped off of the Grand Canyon and just splattered at the bottom, because it's like you can't even have him back there. It's like watching a train crash. It's awful.
And kickoffs, I mean, we might as well just do touchbacks every time, because that goes,
I don't know.
what, to the 40?
Yeah,
If you
would
kick
do
a
that.
touchback, I would do that, because then at least you get 10 yards of field position in your favor, because otherwise they're going to the 50.
Every time. Yeah.
Yeah, every time. And then our guys, this is what pisses me off. Every time we return a kick, we run to like the 15, and then we run right into the back hind side of somebody in front of us.
Our
and
own
fall down.
guy.
We don't even get to the 20. And I'm like, this is the Cleveland Browns in a nutshell right here. They get the ball at the 50 on their returns, and we can't even get to the freaking 20.
I watch a lot of other NFL games, and teams almost break kickoff returns for touchdowns. Like I see a lot get to like the 40 because of the new kickoff rules. The only team I never see do that is us. We give them up. We give them up. Teams will return it to our 40 or 50 or longer on a pretty consistent basis, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
But I almost never see us have a good kick return. I'm like, wait, the league set it up to make it easier to get kickoff returns. And we are worse at it now than we would have been when they just kicked it into the end zone and we got it at the 25 every time. How did this happen? It's baffling. It's baffling. I want to be super pissed about always giving up kickoff returns to like our 35 or 40, but a lot of teams are giving up long kick returns. It's just not when they play us. Like, why are we the only team I watch that can't get a good kickoff return?
There's too many guys that are hard returners, man.
They're the only team that I watch that I say we don't do a lot of things that the other teams are doing in the NFL. Like winning consistently, all those things.
The league sets up so many things to be in favor of more offense and scoring points, and somehow we have our offense gets worse. We don't score any points, and it's like, whatever.
We pay them more. Yeah. I don't know.
Special teams killing our field. It's true too. And Josh, we played at the same high school. Obviously, high school football and NFL football are different, but if you remember, like our special teams coach, he had a chart, and he was like, this is the statistics. If you start here, you have this percentage to score a touchdown. If you start here, you have this percentage. Somebody needs to show that to the Browns.
I thought they used analytics. I guess maybe because they got the wrong analytics. We discussed this last week, right?
Yeah.
Wrong analytics.
There's like hidden field position things like, especially in the NFL, it's hard to drive 90 yards or 85 yards every freaking time you have, especially then when you lack explosive athletes on the outside. So it's not like you're hitting big play after big play after big play. Guess what? It's tough to go a methodical 12 to 15 play drive every single time you have the ball. Like, could we maybe once set up a kick return or a punt return that gets us in at least if we can get a first down, then we flip field position so they're kicking out of their end zone for once instead of just getting the ball at our 50 every time. I feel like half the teams we play they score 50 points, only had 280 yards of offense because they started at the 50 every time.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I mean, we've seen box scores like that where they don't have that many yards in a game, but yet they beat the crap out of us.
Yeah. It's because they get to start at the 40 or 50 every time.
Or we just let them score on a kick return.
That's fair.
I thought the funniest thing today, after the one of our picks, I messaged the Discord and said, how many plays until the defense gives up the walk-in touchdown? And it was one play when Caleb Williams threw the touchdown pass to DJ Moore. And Andrew Jackson said 2, and then he said, never mind, just 1. It's like I knew it. It's like I've watched the Browns games before. I knew our defense is so bad in sudden change that I knew after that pick, they were going to get an easy touchdown, and they got it in one freaking play. Just mental midgets on the defense.
Yep.
Thank you for the super chat. Let me see. Nard Noel, if I read that right, we appreciate it. Tony Grossi came out and said only a few players came to play and that Shedeur was one of them, and he was impressed with his play and fight. Like I said, until the game was like way out of control, he wasn't playing great, but he made a couple big throws, but he was definitely not the problem. I think you saw him just trying to press a little bit once it got late, and I mean, by that point, I don't want him to do it because every play is an evaluation, you know what I mean? But, I mean, we were down by like 100. Or might as well have been 100. Mm-hmm. So, while the game was competitive, you didn't see a lot of that.
I didn't see after the game any official update on Tevin Jenkins, but so we got right guard Wyatt Teller benched / injured, so I don't think he's playing the rest of the season because they want to get a look at Tevin Jenkins goes out in this game, and we've got practice squad. I think they just signed this guy with UDF or whatever. Garrett Bellinger is now your right guard for the back half of that game today. It's like, who? Here we are.
It really sucks for the Browns because they probably need 5 new starting offensive linemen and 3 new backups.
I'm telling you, because I keep seeing, and I know you've said this earlier in the year, I don't know if you still feel this way, Blake, but I still see people saying like the Browns aren't that far away from being competitive. They just need a couple good pieces. I'm like, man, it is going to take, you have to hit everything you sign, everything you draft has to be a home run hit. Not like a good pickup or whatever. It has to be a home run for this team to be competitive.
It's got to basically be the offseason you just had. Can you do it 2 off seasons in a row?
Yeah, but now on offense.
Do we want to do the quick commercial and come back and get to these voicemails? We have a ton of them.
Yep, let's do that. We'll do a quick break. We'll be right back. Hang with us. This episode is sponsored by Kalshi. Browns fans, are you ready to put your money where your predictions are? With Kalshi, America's #1 regulated prediction market, you can legally trade on events that actually matter to you. And the best part is you don't need to predict specific stat lines and compile a 7-leg parlay just to win big. With Kalshi, the objective is either yes or no. Will the Browns win their game this week? Will Quinshon Judkins score a touchdown? Will Carson Schlesinger win Defensive Rookie of the Year? You can put your money on these predictions and more with Kalshi. If you want to try it out, all you have to do is sign up at kalshi.com/dogs. That's KALSHI.com/dogs, DAWGS, and trade $100. Get away from disadvantageous sportsbooks and dive into real-world outcomes with real-time odds and real payouts. Head over to kalshi.com/dogs or click the link in the description to get $20 when you trade $100 with Kalshi. Because why shouldn't you get paid for being right?
Since 1989, Mount Hope Fence has set the standard in outdoor living, From decks and railings to fences and patios, we've got you covered. Our lineup features top brands like TimberTech, Alumagard, Preferred Railing, and Unilock, along with our own premium Duralux vinyl products. For over 30 years, we've partnered with contractors ensuring reliable job site delivery. Discover quality and excellence in all things outdoors with Mount Hope Fence.
All right, before we dive into these voicemails, we have a super chat from Nancy. We appreciate it. She says, coaching matters, new head coach turnaround, the Jags and the Bears. I was a defender of keeping the coaching staff. The personnel is terrible. I still think the personnel is terrible, and I still don't think any head coach would be that great, with this personnel. That being said, you can't lose to the Titans. You can't lose. And it's not just losing. We're not losing competitive anymore. We're getting, anytime we play anybody decent, we're just getting murdered. Yeah. The average margin of victory in the NFL is 3.5 points, and we lose by 3 scores routinely right now.
3.5 scores.
You know what I mean? It's just like, so everybody's going to be gone. And at this point, I've accepted it, and I'm ready for it. I'm excited to see who we can get. At that point, though, temper expectations, because I don't think we're not going to get who we want. Let's just be honest. If you're on the outside looking in, this is not a job you want. It's not a job. You have an owner who has a history of meddling. And as much as people are out on Stefanski, they fired the 2-time coach of the year after they forced him into a trade for that bad quarterback that depleted the roster. Kevin Stefanski still respected around the league. That's not going to be looked kindly upon. And you have cap issues. Deshaun Watson's on this team next year for like $500 million. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not. It's not a job that you're not going to get. Like, people are like, you had Mike Vrabel in the building. Yeah, I'm sure he would have stuck around here instead of going to coach Drake May.
And his old squad, yeah.
Yes, it's just Ben Johnson wasn't coming to the Cleveland Browns. Okay, so you're going to get, most likely, you're going to either get like a recycled, like a Mike McCarthy, or you're going to get some guy that we really don't know anything about if he's any good. And of those guys, you're not going to get your first choice or your second choice or probably your third choice. You're going to get like the one that the 3 teams that they have like a good core and they just needed the change of scenery. They're going to go to those teams. Yeah. They're not going to come to Cleveland where it's been basically proven impossible to win. And the owner meddles all the time. Cap hell. Deshaun Watson on your team next year. You're not going to get your top 2-3 choices. You're going to get the one that nobody else picked.
Everybody I hear, that wants to go the veteran quarterback route or whatever, they'll throw that. Well, maybe we'll get a bridge quarterback. Well, hey, maybe a guy like Mike McCarthy. Maybe we need to think more in the terms of we need a bridge head coach. We need a bridge to the next guy. Because, like you're saying, we're not going to get that young up and coming, like, I don't know, budding star, coach type guy.
No, you're not. Because why would he come here when he can go somewhere else that is a better job?
Right. But I mean, I'm being a little facetious when I say bridge head coach, but at the same time, do I like Mike McCarthy? Not really. Is he a guy that could come in here with a better roster and maybe some more structure coaching wise and get this team to maybe hover around 500 for a couple of years before we're really ready to take the next step? Maybe. Just depends on who we get in here to play quarterback.
Do we want Mike McCarthy to hover us at 500 for a couple of years?
I am sitting at 3-14 the last 2 years in a row. About 500, I salivate over right now. Again, being facetious. Obviously, I'm not okay with that. But right now, it would be a lot better than where we are, man. This is bad. Just like in the caption here on the screen, I said, this is rock bottom. Wait, the Browns are at rock bottom. Like, this is bad. This is blow it up bad.
Yep. But Blake said, the future is not good either. You're lacking talent everywhere. You're tied up. You're handcuffed because of the cap. You're at least probably a year and a half away from being able to figure that out. The only thing it seems like the team cares about is the stupid dome. it is what it is. I mean, it's not a sexy job. It won't be. You're not going to get the budding young, revolutionary offensive mind. You're not going to get that guy. You're going to get probably a guy that got rejected off of another team and see where that goes for 2 or 3 years. I've been here before.
Yeah, Nancy she clarified. She says, no, I was more talking about culture, kind of like the Lions.
Yeah.
So,
no, the culture, our culture right now is awful. Our culture
it's
sucks.
a losing culture. I've been talking about this all season. I've done episodes about the losing culture is we're going to stay in this path. And that's all we've done now is lose the whole year. 2 years in a row.
It sucks too, because if you go back literally 2 years, we were like undefeated or something in 1-score games. Yeah. And then it just, who knows? But, do we want to get to the voicemails? Because we got a bunch of them to get through.
We do. First one, we'll just hit Kenny Mack real quick.
Yo, guys, it is Kenny Mack, and the Browns are who we thought they were. But guess what? We're not going to crown their ass because they suck. We can't crown them because they're a bad team. It's partly because of injuries, and that's showing up on a team that is full of backup players that are starting. Guys, there is no push. We can't pass block. We can't give Shedeur any time in this game. We made the Bears defense look way better than they are because we're just not good enough. And I don't even know how you evaluate the offense on this team. Like, if I was Kevin Stefanski, I'd just throw in the towel. There's nothing you can do. There's not a coach or a quarterback that can make this offense look good. And as far as the defense is concerned, Malik Collins, he's done for the year. And that means our defense is done for the year because we can't stop a nosebleed. You can just ram the ball down our throat. Yes, I know the Bears are good, but we just made them look better than they are. But look at me. I'll be in Cleveland next week to see Miles get his sack record. He'll get his 2 next week. That's about all. And the rest that we can ask for this Christmas is this season to be done, and we just start over again. Let's go, Browns. Ho, ho.
It's I lost my train of thought because I saw a comment in here that made me laugh really hard. This says Mary Kay spotted hanging outside the showers with a tape measure trying to verify the QB's hand sizes.
Oh my God.
It's good. It's a good one.
I was just reading that and I just started to chuckle inside halfway through Kenny Mack's talk. It's just, we've been talking about this the whole time. The offense is so bad. What do you evaluate? We were kind of getting into it in the Discord a little bit because people were talking about how Judkins has been outrushed by the quarterback 2 weeks in a row. And it's like, well, how can you even judge Judkins when he's getting hit by 3 people behind the line of scrimmage as soon as he touches the ball? So it's just like, how do you evaluate anything? I mean, honest to God, the only person that you can look at and be like, this guy's pretty good is Harold Fandon. and even Harold Fandon, he's kind of got a little bit of case of the drops. It kind of comes and goes. But he dropped 1 today, maybe 2 today. So, but it's just tough. We freaking suck.
Yep.
We do here. So I told you guys before the show, I got 3 voicemails from Adam. I'm going to play the first one. If we have time, we'll come back and play his other 2. But he left one partway through the first half and then one at halftime and then one. I don't even think he finished the game, but here we go.
Hey guys, long-time listener, first-time caller, been pretty present on social media. My name's Adam. I'm down here in El Paso, Texas with the United States Army. I just wanted to call and, we're on our first drive here. We just ran a BS run up the middle because we're afraid of, a safety right now. And so far we are, 2 minutes into this game, and special teams has managed to let a 50-yard kick return. And then what was up with the punt? Gage Larvaday running in and touching the ball to try to make sure that it doesn't go in the end zone. I have no idea what's happening there. I have no idea where the coaching is. You guys talk every week about firing, coordinators, and I think everybody's on board with firing our special teams coordinator. But I don't think it would make a difference right now because he's obviously not coaching throughout the week. I am so confused with what I see. I will call you guys back as the game goes on, and I hope Shedeur Sanders just rips it open in this game. Go Browns.
He still had some of that optimism.
Yes, you can tell that's early in the game. I want to listen to the third one. He's probably hammered, depressed. He just wandered off base.
You know what?
We
Let's
appreciate
let's
the
just
call,
keep with
though.
the theme. Here's a second one. Let's just see what he has to say.
Here we go.
Hey guys, Adam from El Paso here at halftime,
Definitely
14-0. Honestly, with the position our special teams put us in, I can't be disappointed in the defense with holding people to 14. Myles Garrett almost with a blocked kick. Amazing. Then on offense, 1 first down the whole half. And honestly, that pass to Isaiah Bond, I mean, amazing play. And I really wondered to myself, who has benefited more from Shedeur Sanders being quarterback than Isaiah Bond? I mean, dude has become a real relevant threat with our offense. But we'll see how the second half goes. If the team's going to play like this, they want it, the Bears want it, and it seems like we just don't want it. You know, if the team's going to play like this, I don't even see the point in waiting till, Black Monday to fire the coach, because these guys aren't playing with any sort of passion or drive, and it's disappointing to watch. But anyways, man, see how the second half goes. Go Browns. Woo, woo.
All right, now the last one.
It's like watching a descent into madness.
Yes, it's good. I like it. All right,
see how it ends up for Adam.
Yeah, here we go.
Hey boys, this is Adam in El Paso. Game's not over yet, but it's basically over. And the big note that I want to take from this whole game, because I've seen it happen in the past, is, Shedeur Sanders, the one thing he's not familiar with is how to lose. And you can tell in the way he conducts himself, the way his body, the way he's acting throughout the game. He doesn't know how to lose. He's going to keep trying. And, that's why he's got 3 interceptions on the game, is because he's going to keep throwing it downfield. He's going to keep trying to win. And the thing that I hate about it is, what you do on the field will go into the evaluation at the end of the year of who you are. And a lot of times I feel like the fan base and the organization as a whole misses why certain things happen. Great example, 2021 Baker Mayfield. He could have easily in week 2 sat on the bench after getting hurt and let Case Keenum take those reps. But he didn't want to, because he's a gamer. He wants to win. He wants to compete. And we missed the buck by being in the one play away from the AFC that championship that year and not extending him. So, I think he also felt like he had to keep playing. So I just hope, overall in this game, Shedeur Sanders is a man that doesn't know how to quit, and he's playing on a team full of guys that obviously have quit on this game, and it's sad to watch.
That was actually more optimistic than I thought it was going to be. It was good commentary. It was good.
It was. We appreciate all 3 calls, man. Yeah. Don't be shy. Keep calling in. Mm-hmm. JoinTheDogs.com. We got a ton of Army guys in there, Marines. We got all kinds of guys in there, so you'd fit right in. Shout out Jordan for joining the YouTube Dog Pack. We appreciate that. I'm seeing a lot of talking in the chat. Maybe I haven't been paying close enough attention to everything going on, but people saying it's not all on the quarterback for the loss. At least us. I don't know. Maybe there's something going on. I don't feel like any of us have put the blame on Shedeur for today's game. He wasn't, like I said, it wasn't his best game by any stretch of the imagination. It ended up being a pretty bad game outside of a couple throws, but he was far from the problem, especially early when the game was as competitive as it was going to be. Just no help. Just awful everywhere.
Yep. Real bad. All right. Nick is up next.
What's up, guys? Nick here, coming to you live from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. Big fan of the show. I turned my TV off after the first half, just trying to preserve whatever I have left of my sanity. 1 first down in the first half. That's enough said there. First off, poor Shedeur. We're putting him behind an absolute rock pile of an O-line. Guy's got about 2 milliseconds before he has to get the ball out. I feel bad for him. He's not perfect. He makes some mistakes, but I don't think anybody could succeed in an environment like that. So it's hard to assess talent when you can't even have him stand back and throw the ball. Secondly, Miles Harden, I think you should probably get your job applications ready, because after that first half, I think you should be bagging groceries at a Kroger. You've been an absolute traffic cone out there. I'd rather have my grandma in a wheelchair out there in the secondary for the Cleveland Browns. enough said there. I think we need to address the O-line in the offseason big time. I would be very upset if we didn't draft an O-line in the first round. That's pretty much all I got to say. Love the show. Have a great day, guys. Roof, roof.
What's the quote from Armageddon whenever they're talking about the plans to go up there on the asteroid? And he's like explaining the environment to the guys. And he's like, okay, so most terrifying environment imaginable. That's all he had to say. Yes. I feel like that's the Browns offense. Most terrifying environment imaginable. Okay, that's it.
This comment says we had 1 first down in the first half. When was this game competitive, and when was SS showing progress? He was 7 of 21, 2 interceptions at one point. He salvaged his stats deep in garbage time. Again, nobody said he played great, but he wasn't the problem at the beginning of the game. The entire offense is the problem. Who's he supposed to elevate on this offense? I'll let you pick any quarterback in the league and put them behind this offensive line today and have them throw to this set of wide receivers. And you tell me what quarterback you think would have been lights out. Now, could Shedeur have been better? Yeah. But at the same time, he's a rookie making his 4th start. What's the scale? Are we grading him like he's a 6-year Pro Bowl vet? Or are we grading him on is he making progress from when we first saw him to where he is now? Yes, he had 5 sacks. 3 of those were late in the game, garbage time. I'm pretty sure he only took 1 sack in the first, or 2 sacks in the first 3 quarters. One of those, he took the snap and immediately got hit.
Wrecked.
He had time to get to his drop. So it's when we say take sacks, what we're talking about is he running backwards away from the offensive line? He's not doing that. If you take a sack because you stepped up into the pocket or because you received the snap and just immediately get hit, unless it's because you didn't move the protection the way it was supposed to, you didn't recognize something pre-snap to help you post-snap, you're going to get sacked sometimes. This is the NFL.
There's a difference between taking sacks and getting sacked. He's getting sacked. Okay, we're not seeing the extended plays where he's just taking sacks at a loss and all this stuff. There's nothing he can do. Quarterbacks get sacked all the time. I already said that on the show. But and to go to that comment, there was never a point in this game where if you looked at the stat line, he had only 2 interceptions. Because if you saw 2 interceptions, that means he had 1 interception and 1 touchdown that was dropped for an interception. The other interception came after that for the 3rd. So he should have had 1 interception, 1 touchdown, a very nice touchdown.
Yes. Jerry Jeudy.
Trash.
Just
be
gone.
Okay, so I know Cedric Tillman was active today because of the concussion and all that stuff. Did he play? Was he even on the field?
A non-factor.
I saw Corley, I saw Larvidan and Bond and Jeudy, of course. I never saw Tillman. This episode is sponsored by ISSA. Browns fans, if you're into health and fitness, have you ever wondered how you could maybe turn those hobbies and your passion into an actual career? If that sounds interesting to you, then ISSA has the opportunity you've been looking for. ISSA is the International Sports Science Association, and they can help you become a certified personal trainer in as little as 3 months. And right now you can get $100 off your certification when you sign up through our link, joinissa.com/dogs, DAWGS. Now, certifications are 100% online, self-study, and self-paced. You can study anywhere from your phone, tablet, or computer. And the final exam is open note, open book, aka piece of cake. Except you fitness nuts probably don't eat a ton of cake, so let's just call it a piece of delicious protein bar. And ISSA has the #1 job guarantee in the industry. If you get certified and sign up to be a certified trainer with ISSA, you have a job guarantee or your money back. ISSA has over 10,000 gym partners that have over 73,000 open jobs for trainers right now. And you don't need a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree. You just need your certification to qualify for these jobs. So what are you waiting for? With certification this simple, there's no excuse not to pursue your passion and become a certified personal trainer today. Get $100 off your certification at joinissa.com/dogs. You've wanted to make a change long enough? Now it's time to do something about it. That's joinissa.com/dogs for $100 off your personal trainer certification.
I will look. You guys go ahead and talk.
Another waste. But anyway, here's Justin, not our Justin, but the other Justin.
What's up, guys? It's Justin in Jersey here, chiming in like I usually do. Game is only in the third quarter. Some quick thoughts.
Nobody finished this game.
Game went the way I honestly was expecting. It's freezing cold. Myles Garrett got, one of his sacks, so I'm still hoping he finishes his main goal here of breaking that record. I'm rooting for him. On top of that, something I want to emphasize is that in this draft coming up, we need to go 2 wide receivers in the first round. And the reason I say this, and some people are against it, is because then we have a higher chance of getting our Jettas, or maybe 2. But we need to go just all out, grab 2 receivers so that we know if one of them ends up failing, then we at least have 1. We need to go all out. Both of them need to be wide receivers. Then you got Shedeur Sanders, right? You got 2 first-round draft picks, Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson as a 1-2 punch, and Harold Fannin out there. And then you keep Isaiah Bond as a deep, fast threat. He's very quick. And then there's your lineup. Anyway, let's go, Browns. Ooh, ooh.
I think it's another point real quick. And Njoku didn't play today. We haven't even mentioned that, but that's a big deal. Blocking and in the receiving game.
For sure. He's big in the run game.
On Justin's point, where he's talking about taking 2 wide receivers just to make sure that we get a Justin Jefferson or an Alpha. I would agree with him just on the fact that the talent is so bad in our wide receiver room that just taking 2 guys right off the bat is going to improve your wide receiver room. You draft a Carnell Tate and supplement him into your wide receiver room, yes, immediately your wide receivers room is better. You take 2 young wide receivers, they're slotting 2 guys out on that wide receiver time. It's no doubt in my mind.
I talked about this before. If you took the Browns wide receiver core and you put them on Ohio State, the only one who would get playing time is Jerry Jeudy, probably. Nobody else would even get playing time. If you went the other way and you took Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate and put them on the Browns, they would be wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2, and Jerry Jeudy would immediately become wide receiver 3. That is how bad your wide receiver core is. You're an NFL team, and your wide receiver core wouldn't start for the local college team. That's embarrassing. That is a symptom of just never drafting a skill player before the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. You're not going to... Turns out, like, on paper, it's maybe you can find some diamonds in the rough at like D-line and linebackers, but these wide receivers, they're really freaking good, and they're good in college and then they go early. Okay, like, yeah, there's the occasional Amon-Ra St. Brown and stuff like that, but like your top end talent, your Julio Joneses, your Jamar Chases, your Justin Jeffersons, your Amari Coopers, coming out in his prime, those guys go early for a reason. They're easy to see, so just go pick them. Just quit overthinking it.
Absolutely. All right, you guys ready for a song from Brad?
Oh God, yeah.
You guys will like this.
Boys and girls, get your lighters out and sing it with me. But I'm down to one last breath, and with it, let me say, hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. Yeah. Well, that was a game. I don't know. I don't know what positives to look to for this game. Miles got closer to his sack record. Kind of got screwed out of a full sack, I thought. Offense was non-existent, I guess you could say. I was just laughing this whole game because I'm just to that point. I mean, we got 3 more games after this. Yay, I guess. I don't know. Shedeur kind of looked kind of meh. I mean, the line was garbage, so what are you going to do? I don't know. Defense kind of sucked, too, as well. I don't know. Still, people need to get fired. I don't know who, but I don't know. Everybody. Just fire everybody. Just start from...
No, I think he got cut off. Yep.
Everybody's going to get fired. I would be shocked if at this point, because like every week we lose worse. Yep. Like at any point where you think like, oh, maybe they're going to, like after the Dolphins game or after the Raiders game, it was like, maybe everybody's going to stick around. The team still bought in, and then we just go on this losing streak. It's like it's totally gone now. There's nothing. It's embarrassing. I saw a comment in here that said, "Yet you expect a 5th round rookie QB to be your savior." At least me, I'm not saying that Shedeur is going to be the savior. I'm saying he showed me enough to at least earn the chance to get to play next to a couple of NFL wide receivers and have an NFL offensive line in front of him. And then I will evaluate him on a 17-game schedule next year with an offseason to prepare as the starter, playing behind hopefully a better offensive line, throwing to hopefully better wide receivers, and maybe having a more creative offense. Then I will evaluate him, and if he's good next year, great. And if he's not, then we'll take a quarterback. I'm not crowning him anything. I'm saying he's shown me enough to earn the chance to be the guy, because there's plenty of other holes on this team.
Yeah, and I keep seeing people say, well, would you rather have Shedeur next year or Fernando Mendoza? You got to have number one to take Fernando Mendoza, in my opinion. I believe he will go number one. I believe if the Titans end up with number one, they trade it to the highest bidder. Do we want to be the highest bidder? We want to get in a bidding war for that number one pick and not have assets to build around. You know what I mean? So then you're stuck with, okay, do we like whoever else declares? I don't even know if Dante Moore is going to declare. And that's pretty much it. I don't think there's any other quarterbacks I'm even looking at in the first round next year. I haven't done any pre-draft analysis yet of these guys, but who?
No, there's one. And I'm hearing Dante Moore is probably going back.
That's what I'm hearing too. And Ty Simpson should probably go back. We already know Lenore Sellis is going back.
I liked Ty Simpson. Like I was watching some of his stuff early in the season, but he did not end the season well.
No.
He's on a downward trajectory. Gage is a big Alabama fan in our Discord, and he's been telling us all year that he needs more time in college. So, like you said, would the Titans move off Cam Ward after 1 year?
No.
I feel like I've seen enough from Cam Ward. I don't even watch Titans games, but I feel like I've seen enough to say, just build around the guy.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. He was pretty fucking awful last week against the Browns. He's been pretty bad all year. Like
he also didn't have to do a whole lot. We just let them run the ball all day.
Yeah. So I don't know. New coach, new GM,
new system. Yeah.
New system.
It's always a possibility.
You know what I mean? But do we have any more voicemails?
Yep. Got two more. This one's from Jacob.
Hey, Dogs Podcast. This is Jacob once again with my post-game thoughts. Myles Garrett should have 22 sacks. I don't care if it should have been a solo sack. That's ridiculous, in my opinion. Defense played a little bit better in the second half than in the first half, in my personal opinion. Shedeur Sanders and Quinshon Judkins both need help with that offensive line. For a team that allowed 4 yards a carry on runs, I don't even know what we were at, but it wasn't 4 yards a carry. It might have been 2. But yeah, we need so much offensive line. Healthy ones, for the matter of the fact. The only healthy offensive lineman that we have is our GOAT, Joel Bitonio. Bubba Ventro needs to be gone. Oh, my Lord. Either Corey Bojorquez is having a down year, or the wind was whatever. Well, I appreciate the podcast. I look forward to every episode. Thank you all. Have a good rest of your day. Go Browns.
I have a question about the Myles thing. I'm not shocked they only gave him a half a sack. When I first saw it, I thought it might only be half a sack. But then later in the game, Caleb Williams falls on a ball, like a fumble, and Myles touches him. Why was that not a sack?
They said because he never controlled the snap. Like it just fell to the ground, which I didn't understand that either. But I guess if the quarterback never had possession of the ball, I don't know.
Yeah, I was confused why that wasn't a sack. I was like, did he just get it off that? I mean, I'll take it.
I think he thought that too. You could kind of see in Myles' face. They had the camera on him, and he was just kind of like, did I get it?
Did I get it? Yeah.
Can I go out now?
Strahan got it by Favre, literally just running to him and falling down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would take just the tapping. I was confused why that didn't count. I was, by that point, I was not listening to the broadcast hardly at all because they were awful. So, but I was just curious. We got one more voicemail to get to here.
Super chat real quick from 80s Brazil says, if Jerry catches that TD, it's 21-10 with momentum. That drive ended it. I would hope Browns take quarterback and trade 12. It wasn't good, but he drove the field. I don't know what the trade market is for a 5th round rookie quarter. If you don't think he's good enough to play for us next year.
Yeah.
You know?
What's the trade market for the guy that everybody passed on 5 times?
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Why would we? I feel like we might have something. I'd rather just give him a couple pieces and see if he can be the guy. Because if he can be, you got him on a 5th round rookie contract.
Mm-hmm. And then we got another one from Keith Neargardner. Says Deshaun Watson trade dug a huge hole. Always was a 2-year rebuild. Not sure why you were so surprised. Defense set up for the. Geez, you guys, give me some super chats. Next 2 to 3 years, we'll address offense this season, hoping for one of the top 226 quarterbacks to let him battle with Shedeur Sanders for the starter. And then this one from Jordan Vassar says, Browns fans cry about going through quarterbacks, then cry and slam the table to draft a quarterback. His pocket presence has gotten better every game. Wrist up, haters. And then somebody wants Blake to Shedeur Glaze.
We've been over this. I'm not doing it. It says about the listen, I know that the Watson trade dug a huge hole, and it was a 2-year rebuild. And that's why for the first 2 months of this season, I was fighting tooth and nail saying we don't need to fire anybody. But whenever you come out and then you lose to the Titans in the Jets and you start getting embarrassed, you're not just losing competitive anymore. You're getting embarrassed. The side of the ball that's supposed to be good is no longer good. That's telling me like it's time to make the change. Trust me, if you watch this show, I was on this show screaming about how we didn't need to fire anybody, that nobody would be successful. They were still playing hard, and this is a 2-year rebuild. But we are a better team than the Titans, and we are a better team than the Jets. You can't lose those 2 games. And we're not 40 points worse than the Bears or whatever we lost to. 30, you know what I mean? Like I said, the average margin of victory in the NFL is 3.5 points. And we're getting blown out on a consistent basis. And there's still 3 more games. We're going to watch this happen to us 3 more times.
Yes, we are. We are.
The Bills game is going to be ugly. And that one's at home, isn't it?
Yeah, Cleveland.
Justin, are you going to that?
Hell yeah, bro.
Him and Kenny Mack, baby.
Me and Kenny and Mac are going to go.
I can't believe Kenny's driving 8 hours to go to that.
He was like, do you want to go to the Buffalo game? And I was just like, if you're going, man, I guess I'll do it. I'll be there. Whatever.
Yeah, so trust me, I was in your camp. I know that it was a 2-year rebuild. I expected us to get to like 5 or 6 wins this year. And if we would have done that, I was fine. The problem is we're stuck at 3, and I don't think we're getting another one. No. And we're not losing competitive anymore. No. We're losing bad. Even to bad teams we're losing. So that's where it's like, okay, maybe there needs to be a change of voice in the locker room now.
Losing to bad teams that trade all their good players away, and then you still lose to them that week.
I mean, yes. Yeah. And then the Titans have an interim coach.
Yes. With no skill players.
Yes, they're about the only team that's on the same level of us in terms of offensive personnel. And they beat us. So it's just like,
if Shedeur can go for almost 400 total yards and 4 touchdowns and lead us to 29 points against the Titans and still not get the Browns to a victory, we're not winning against the Bills, Steelers, or Bengals, guys. It ain't happening.
No.
One more voicemail. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, there's a chance that all 4 coaches in the AFC North are going to be fired.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with the Ravens because they beat the snot out of the Bengals today.
I can make arguments. I can see why the Steelers would move on from Tomlin finally. I can obviously see why we would let go of Kevin. And I think Zach Taylor's awful also. I could see why they would let go of him. I think if the Ravens were to fire John Harbaugh, that would be stupid. He would be hired in 30 seconds. He wouldn't even be done packing his office, and he would have another head coaching job.
Yep, I agree. Jay Cuddle says Andre Schmidt, second best player of the day.
Yeah.
Honest to God, we might actually have a kicker.
Yeah.
Well, at least we don't have to worry about that controversy over the offseason. We know who our kicker is going. We got one thing figured out.
As long as he doesn't pull a Dustin Hopkins on us and fall off a cliff in year 2.
Don't pay him the bag, Cleveland.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Hold
like
that contract
season,
for a second.
Yeah, we're good.
Make
we don't
him
have
do
to
it
question.
2 years in a row.
Right. Exactly. All right. This last one's from Devontae.
Hey, y'all. It's Devontae. I'm driving out through here. Headed back home to celebrate my son's birthday. So, yeah, we are here. Please stay safe. But having kept tabs on the game, it's clear your team has a lot more holes to fill besides just quarterback. Quarterback is one position that, whether you think it's Sanders, whether you think it's Gabriel, whether you think it's Watson, you can put a hold on it. You need to address the wide receivers, the O-line, the outside linebacker, the both safety positions, the nickel or the slot. And you need to address all that before you touch quarterback again. You need to get depth at majority of those positions. So keep them. I'm in the camp of letting Shador go, have a full offseason, full next season. If he's not it, let him go. But we also got to realize quarterback is one of the hardest positions. Peyton Manning threw 26 touchdowns, 28 interceptions. Nobody in this upcoming draft class is like how Kyler Murray was to Josh Rosen, or like how Cam Newton was to Jimmy Clausen. Excuse me. Nobody in the draft class is like that. In other years, the top QB is second round at best. So let's build around the guys who's already in the room and go from there. Go Browns.
One thing that he mentioned, quarterback is the hardest position. The league has a quarterback quality problem. Quarterback play, it's not a Brown specific thing right now. Quarterback play in the league is so bad that Phillip Rivers started a game today.
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane. That's like, I never would have guessed.
The Colts looked around everybody's roster at all of their third string emergency practice squad quarterbacks and said, maybe we should call Phillip. I know he hasn't played in 1,800 days, and he's 45 years old, and he's 25 pounds heavier than he was the last time I saw him. He's better than anybody who's been currently practicing football. That is the state of quarterback play in the NFL right now. There is the college game is so non-developmental compared to what the NFL game is. It's all just spread, quick one-word play calls, throw it to a space, let the receiver. Nobody's reading defenses. I mean, if you watch like the Gruden camp stuff, Jackson Dart didn't even have a snap count in college. He asked him for a snap count, and he just clapped his hands. And he was like, well, did you have like a dummy call? And he just clapped it twice. Like there's so little development going on in terms of quarterback play at the college level. There is almost the quarterback play in the NFL is terrible right now. So if you have something that maybe you think can be good, I think Shador has a ton of potential. He has a long way to go to reach the full potential, but the Browns need to do him some favors to try to help him reach that potential. He can't just be throwing to Jerry Jeudy and freaking nobody and Harold Fannin. Somebody complained because we ran a jet sweep to Harold Fannin today, and I was like, he's our best athlete on offense. Who would you rather run it to?
Yeah, we ran a jet sweep to the tight end, and nobody blocked off the edge. He got blown up as soon as he turned the corner. I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah. So it's just there's not it's not like there's just 1,000 good QBs out there. Okay. No. If there were, Phillip Rivers wouldn't have played today.
Yeah, that is. I'm glad you brought that up. That is an excellent point, honestly, that the Colts had to, and I'll say it, stoop to that level to get a competent quarterback play today.
So I never want to hear anything about Rust ever again. I don't ever want to talk about rusty quarterback play ever again. If a guy can sit on the couch for 3 years and come in and throw a touchdown, never again.
That's a very good point. We said, Deshaun was just rusty.
No.
That's why he kept throwing the ball into the ground instead of into the ground. He's just catching strays today. That was like the one game I wanted to watch, and I couldn't watch it. And so I don't know how he played. I know he had a touchdown. He threw a pick at the end, but at least numbers wise, it didn't look. I thought they'd get killed playing the Seahawks, and they almost won that game. So.
Well, and to your point, though, to go to the college thing with Phillip Rivers, they've got Riley Leonard as the other healthy quarterback on their right. He was in the national championship game last year.
Yeah.
and he can't even get on the field, like in a desperation mode for an NFL team. Like you're right. It is a problem.
It's an epidemic. So, but all right, we're going to wrap this thing up.
So is watching the frickin' Browns, man.
That's a sickness.
That's true. Oh man. See you guys next week.
We appreciate you guys being here, supporting, appreciate all the super chats today. Thank you. By the way, anybody who watched our live last week, big shout out to all you guys. That was one of the most successful things we've ever done as a podcast, was that live, and then the live right after, and it was so much fun. So everybody who was here for that last week, we really appreciate all the support. That was a ton of fun. Again, the Browns, they suck. So we'll see you guys again next week when we're talking about a probably 40-point loss to the Bills. But I guess we'll see you before that when we talk about how we're going to lose by 40 points to the Bills, when we see you guys with the Discord episode. So if you want to be part of an episode, join thedogs.com, jump in the Discord. You can be on those Dog Pack Discord episodes. But yeah, other than that, thanks for being here. Thanks for all the support. We'll see you guys later this week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at The Dogs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedogspodcast.com.
This episode is sponsored by Kalshi. Browns fans, are you ready to put your money where your predictions are? With Kalshi, America's #1 regulated prediction market, you can legally trade on events that actually matter to you. And the best part is you don't need to predict specific stat lines and compile a 7-leg parlay just to win big. With Kalshi, the objective is either yes or no. Will the Browns win their game this week? Will Quinshon Judkins score a touchdown? Will Carson Schlesinger win Defensive Rookie of the Year? You can put your money on these predictions and more with Kalshi. If you want to try it out, all you have to do is sign up at kalshi.com/dogs. That's KALSHI.com/dogs, DAWGS, and trade $100. Get away from disadvantageous sportsbooks and dive into real-world outcomes with real-time odds and real payouts. Head over to kalshi.com/dogs or click the link in the description to get $20 when you trade $100 with Kalshi. Because why shouldn't you get paid for being right?
Marriott Bonvoy is the official hotel partner of US Soccer. Join Marriott Bonvoy today to get closer to the game with exclusive perks, unforgettable experiences, and benefits that go beyond the pitch. Spring Hill Suites, part of Marriott Bonvoy, offers complimentary hot breakfast and spacious all-suite accommodations, perfect for the whole team, with room for up to 6 guests. Make your next getaway a win. Learn more at springhillsuites.marriott.com.
If you're an HVAC technician and a call comes in, Grainger knows that you need a partner that helps you find the right product, fast and hassle-free. And you know that when the first problem of the day is a clanking blower motor, there's no need to break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product details, you're confident you'll soon have everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.